What is it? Bro, you're not gonna believe... What the fuck were you watching, bro? Huh? What? The fuck was that? Nothing? Is she peeing on him? What? No! What the fuck? Wait. Can I see it? Shut the fuck up, dude. What do you want anyway? Yeah, right. I forgot actually. Wow. Oh yeah. I remember. We passed 1,000 subs. What? No fucking way, bro. We done did it, boys and girls and miscellaneous. I have officially gotten 1,000 suckers to click on the red button. In good time too, all things considered. This is awesome. I'm super thankful. And to celebrate, we're gonna be dancing and singing today. But to stick to the niche, we are gonna be dancing to local Egyptian music. And just a heads up, what you're about to see is gonna contradict the pious, conservative, and generally strict idea you have of Egypt. That is the more open layer of society, the surface. If you dig deeper into closed communities, you realize just how much of a dichotomy Egypt is and how contradictory things can coexist within earshot of each other, nearly in harmony even. Also, shout out to Mama Mumia for bestowing her vast knowledge on my humble being and my audience. She's like a motherfucking encyclopedia for history and folklore. One like equals one time I nag her to publish a book one day. Also, this video will contain ass cheeks, tits, machetes, switchblades, occasional objectification of women, along with some other less than subtly sexual content that may not be suitable for children or for straight women, as well as a lot of impressions of violence and a little bit of actual violence. So now that I have grabbed your attention with that disclaimer, let's get into it. We're gonna do the north, namely Cairo and Alexandria. So first things first, let's set the playing field we're dealing with here. Slums are secluded and very much tight-knit. They have their own rules within their realm, pretty much, and nobody from the outside really has any say over it. In these areas, religion is less prevalent. Don't get me wrong, people still believe over there, of course, in Allah or Jesus, but it's not as pivotal for their lives as it is for the average middle-class person. It's like a bell curve. The lowest classes, aka these people here, are too busy with their lives and mere survival to be overly religious, and the higher classes are well-educated and therefore not too religious, if at all. And then there's the middle class, in whose lives religion plays a massive role, if not all the roles, and the harder things get for them, the more religious they get. So with that in mind, dancing has become completely normalized in these secluded communities, and also many of the women there, aside from the fact that they dance, don't wear hijab and seem to not get that much shit as they would in the more civilized parts, which I think are great things, actually. I wish it was like that everywhere. I mean, just look at this clip. The context for this is a woman is getting married and they're bringing furniture for her new house. So while the men load the trucks, the women and the girls dance like this to celebrate. And notice how normal this is. Like, look at these guys in the back. Nobody even seems to so much as look at her, despite the fact she is quite literally out there shaking her ass in tease. That's how normal this is there in that context. And the girls are doing it naturally too. They don't seem to be afraid of getting berated or assaulted or anything. If we compare that to the more civilized parts, if you recall the couple who had to look left and right before literally just cuddling on a bench, only to get shit on anyway, forced to take the L and leave. An interesting tangent to this is that tomboys are in high demand. A tomboy, for those who don't know, is a girl who dresses and acts like a boy. This entails conventionally boyish or less feminine clothes, a short haircut, as well as some mannerisms that are also considered conventionally boyish or manly, like aggression, jerky movement, loud voice, etc. Here's a video of one dancing in a wedding.
احنا نضرب هادي وذخيرة وحرفنا كده تولع بفتيلة الحضرة جيتهم بالدواير والفادي وفرقة حنتيلة من أجلك انت صعدة تولع الليلة جينا نعمل انفجار حضارات جديدة شارع الشرقاوي
hired professional dancer at this wedding, rather there's an attendant who managed to grab the attention of other attendants with her awesome moves. Her fat ass helps too. On the same wavelength, here is a professional dancer rocking the same style. This is Fifi Muhammad, a dancer and singer, duo with Abdel Salam, most known for his flute song. Literally, it's just called Muzmar Abdel Salam's flute. People seem to like this style for some reason, despite being all super straight and not at all gay. They prefer girls who don't act like girls, which, like, sure dude, I ain't judging, it's just a little bit weird. Almost like you're overcompensating. Or maybe this is regarded as just being bad, you know, a bad girl doing not girl things. Aside from booming business, I reckon this also benefits the girls in a way, since this is regarded as less slutty than like a conventionally feminine look and dancing style. Also, let me just clarify that dancing at weddings has always been normal in all classes. Some families obviously choose not to do it anyway out of religious reasons, but it's acceptable by the public even if the bride and groom themselves dance. But no kissing, that's too much, too many sins. On the topic of sin, I'ma let you in on a secret. Well, it's not really a secret. Men here love homosexuality, but only among women. Lesbianism is considered giga sexy, which, like, I can get that.
Wow, this chocolate bar sure is good. But you know what would make it better? Wow! Another chocolate bar! Two of a thing I like! Together!
But, double standard much? I mean, either both or neither. You don't have to like it for both sides, but if you, like, let one be and even praise it, at least let the other one be too. No? Anyway, back to the point. Look at this perfectly public dance at some party. Yes, that is an Egyptian woman in bikini. In public. Dancing with another woman in a bikini. But that's not really the part I'm talking about. The part I'm talking about will come in a second, but the bro code prevents me from skipping to it. Now, I promised ass cheeks and tits, and I'm a man of my word.
كل الفوق عيانات انا اللي عشت ليهم كنت بخاف عليهم نسوني حتى اسمي مش هبقى خلاص عليهم.
That part. This is an imitation of sex. You're not convincing me otherwise, and the girl with the more clothes on is playing the man's part, although that could just be coincidental.
صافي بصي وراك يا صافي يا صافي هيا واللي يهين الولاء الله ارعش بقى في الدنيا ده بيتقال يا ما الدنيا بهدلت جدعان شت ايدك فوق.
And these types of dances send people into some kind of euphoric high through both the shaking motions they do, that does get you in a dizzy high. Literally, just try it right now. Keep doing this for a while and you're gonna get dizzy. Literally, try it right now. Pause this video and keep swinging your head like I just showed you in a circular motion. Who needs drugs when you got physics, am I right? I'm not liable if you do try this and fuck something up or hurt yourself in any way, shape, or form. As well as the weed and drugs they take. Like, come on, it's a party. Half of Egypt is high as a kite on their day-to-day. So you bet your gorgeous asses they're gonna be touching the sky on a party. At a party. Grammar. A final note on that beautiful clip I just showed you is how contradictory the music feels with the sight of bikinis and pretty women just expressing themselves physically. To me, at least, a person who grew up and lived all his life in the middle class, this shit is alien to me, but awesome. moving away from dancing for a second, let's talk about music. The music you've been hearing so far is mostly generic Egyptian music, Maharaganat as we call it, which means like festival or ceremony. I'll talk about a few specific ones that sparked my attention, but first I want to show one from a movie called El Bar, which means the bar. We stole the word. Keep in mind that for a movie to get published here and hit cinemas, it has to pass the censorship rules laid by the government. While most of them are political rules, especially since the current system took over, some of them have to do with this cringe thing they call the Egyptian society's morals and values. Like, have you ever heard of that? I don't know, just it apparently exists. Now, I believe that music is generally a reflection of society, whether explicitly through the lyrics or implicitly through its general taste and tones. And this one is sort of a look into the higher low class. So sit back and enjoy while I overanalyze the shit out of this song. So right off the bat, you may have noticed that there is a boy, a young boy, a child, in a bar, dressed in a suit and singing. Now, this is a higher end bar, also probably watered down to suit the standard we just mentioned. So it is tame. In lower end bars known as a cabaret, you can find younger boys and adolescents around the dancers to aid in performance and collect the money that's showered on the girl. What I'm trying to say is that the presence of boys in these environments is, let's say, not normalized, but less strange than it would be in, like, say, I don't know, anywhere with law, pretty much. Quick Arabic lesson. Car in Arabic means career. We took the English word career as it is and then shortened it to car, with the beautiful Arabic car. A world with poor people bringing shame upon themselves, probably through being involved in a bar with alcohol and dancers. Now the other end of the spectrum, rich people, aka the clients for that bar. Some people have it easy, others not so much, meaning the girls who have to sell themselves as dancers, or worse yet, strippers or prostitutes. And honor has merchants who do not take excuses, aka pimps and bar owners who take the aforementioned girls in and exploit them. It sucks to be in need and it's not easy to earn a living, shown by the dancer in her day-to-day wearing perfectly halal clothes and giving her mom money, without telling her how she got it, obviously. And also by this guy scrubbing the client's car, visibly frustrated by the injustice of it all. The Basha is well dressed by the book. A client who will throw the cake, meaning the money, not an actual cake. And no, not that cake either. That's for the dancer to throw. And pay a loaded check, cause he's rich and shit. Ask and you shall receive, ya Basha, until the last pound in your pocket. Aside from the obvious, possibly meaning that he can get special extras for the right price. While this is a bar, not a strip club, the general tone makes me think that they do offer special services to special guests. And also this shot in a red lit room, that's literally a private room. These girls are like bourrasha, which is a very sweet and soft dessert. Literally the perfect woman, sweet and squishy, like, I don't need to explain. And their conditions, you can forget about it, meaning it's really bad, so they'll do anything for money, further insinuating the special services thing that I just mentioned. Worth pointing out that I didn't actually watch this movie, so I have no fucking idea what these characters do. Another thing I want to point out is how good that boy is at singing, aside from, you know, being put in an environment not suitable for his age and singing lyrics that are also unfit for a child. Ultimately, it is accurate and also a rundown cliche in Egyptian cinema while we had one. Poor guy resorts to crime, haram, or a poor girl resorts to prostitution.
Blockhütte im Wald bauen, wo wir Namen draufschreiben und dann warten, bis irgendeiner sich verläuft.
Or for those more fortunate, starting a shitty YouTube channel. The next song is your average Egyptian Maharagon. I just picked it because it's trending. I'm not showing the whole thing, just a snippet that I found most interesting and entertaining. It tells us the story of an average guy around my age living his average life in the lower class, secluded communities we discussed earlier. So remember how I said everyone is chronically high? and that everyone has blades on them casually.
Assalamu alaikum. كلها عمالة تتصورك قلت القعدة دي صباحي أول ما سحبت حزامي بقوا يتنططوا قدامي.
He whips out his belt, uses as a weapon, and people start running around.
I'm gonna put some belt in your eye.
وفي واحدة من البلكونة عمالة بتقول في حرامي.
A girl in a balcony saw him fighting with her people and calls out saying there's a thief to gather people on this guy. There isn't actually a thief.
علق كماشة مظلوم يا سعادة الباشا.
Now everyone's rounding up on him and he's explaining that he's in fact innocent.
No, it wasn't me. It was the one-armed man.
أنا كنت مروح بيتنا أخصامي ظهرت عالشاشة.
And he was headed home but his enemies showed up.
كله تصورج على أهلي ردت ومشيت على مهلي.
So he backed away slowly.
60 سكينة مسحوبة وأنا متكعبل من جهلي.
Everyone's got their knives out and he's in head over heels because it's not his hood.
شدت بل في الأنبوبة.
So he opens up a stovepipe to fend them off, like he'll burn them all up and himself with them if they push him.
ولقيت واحدة بتندهلي شدت بل في الأنبوبة ولقيت واحدة بتندهلي.
A girl saw that and was swept off her feet by his courage and called out to him.
اسم الله عليك يا عينية تعال ريح عندي شوية بابا غايب برا الليلة للصبح معاه دورية ماما راحت عند اخواتها قدامك اسبوع مش جاية فرصتك اوعى تفوتها. قلت لها ركح يا ذكية أنا مش فاضي لحكاويكي.
This guy, being the absolute alpha male giga chad he is, he tells her to sit the fuck down. I ain't got time for your bullshit.
Be gone, fuck!
أصل الولع عبده شريكي كان خيش بالعربية وسع ربنا يهديكي.
Farewell, madam. Remember guys, bros before hoes.
Do you speak in English?
Yes. In English.
Do you want party tonight? Do you want to
Astaghfirullah.
drink something?
We're Muslim.
Astaghfirullah, I'm Muslim. We're both Muslim brothers.
No party for us.
No party.
Oh, okay.
Have a good night.
Have a good one. Assalamu alaikum.
And we're gay.
So as you can see, brawls and even armed fights are no big deal in this realm.
Excuse me, sir. It appears you have cheated me in a game of poker.
You got knives, machetes, and even explosives. The stovepipe he opened technically counts as an IED, according to me, and I will not be taking any further opinions on the matter. This band are a sensation currently. They're from Karmuz in Alexandria, and they mention it in one of their other songs. That's kind of the main issue I have with this sort of music. A lot of it is the same. The themes don't vary too much, and the music is almost identical in all of them. It's kind of like rap in that aspect. Like, the only difference is the lyrics. Now, let's move back to dancing. There is this interesting dance called Aqabawi. Now, this dance is violent in nature. Not only are the moves themselves violent, but also it is done with a literal weapon in hand. The moves seem to vary, but the general theme is an impression of a fight with some dance move injected into the mix. Like in this clip here. The girl is jumping, squatting, throwing it to the side, while brandishing her switchblade in front of her. Another clip here shows a girl doing it with a whole ass saber this time, and a bunch more grace and balls I might add. This thing is like more than half her height in length, but she seems to handle it just fine.
That's what she said.
Bouncing around like a motherfucking goblin. I would hate to 1v1 this chick, I'm not gonna lie. To up the ante, here's a clip of a guy doing it even more ridiculously and with 2 blades. I think I lost a finger just watching this. That's gotta take some balls to just stand around this shit, let alone do it. Honestly impressive. W is. Another interesting thing about this dance is that it can be done in a duo, not just solo, as you see here.
حط لك خمسة حط لك خمسة سيبها تنسى سيبها تنسى حط لك لور حط لك لور
And even further, in a group.
دور وسيبها دور روح اشتوفها روح اشتوفها ناس جاية تشوفها ناس جاية تشوفها حط لها لفضل حط لها لفضل رجع على رجع على
Even further yet, you can also do it without the weapon if you are caught lacking on the dance floor. Just pretend you have one and do the routine as usual. Now, you may have noticed that the music varied in all these clips. Generally, there isn't an official theme for this dance until some homies got together and made a song for it. The song itself is kinda mid, but catchy, I will admit. But the music video is what I find really interesting because it is, like the dance, violent AF. I mean, the opening scene is literally an imitation of a group execution, like in those ISIS beheading clips. And as the video progresses, you can see the captors intimidating the captives. The lyrics are generally your average rap song. I'm gangsta, I'm in charge, you're all trash, nobody fucks with me, and those who do disappear, yada yada yada, you know how it is.
عقباوي دم حامي دنيا دايرة بالأسامي مش بهيب مهما غيب على وضعي أنا في مجال مش تزمزق مش تبرق بسلاحي فيك هدوق.
As I've mentioned, blades are commonplace to carry on your person in these communities, for boys and girls alike. There's even this interesting tweet I found from a doctor. The best stitching I ever did in my life has been on addicts because of how calm and used to it they are from fights. One time a guy came to me and said, "No need for anesthetic, stitch all you want, doctor." And he fell asleep while I was stitching him up. His face was a mess. He came out perfect with meticulously done knots. He told me, "Excuse me now, I'll go hit the guy who hurt me and bring him to you to stitch." Now, even more entertaining is the tweet that this one was a quote reply to. The first patient I'm doing stitches on and I'm nervous. The patient, "Try whatever you want, doc. I've taken a bunch of drugs that I can't see straight and I won't feel it anyway." I personally think the main reason these people are chronically drugged up or high off their gourd is simply to be able to cope with their hard lives, because like while this life may seem fun with all the dancing and casualized raunchiness, it's really not, and I would never choose it. Like, this video isn't me romanticizing it necessarily, just showcasing the lifestyle and commentating on the good sides of it. Something I rarely do on this channel, so you better savor it. So, to wrap things up, I want to remind everyone watching that this is an outsider perspective. After all, I'm not involved at all with that culture, but I just did some research and talked to some people who are into the culture. Also, I haven't forgotten about the video I promised you last time. I'm only putting this one first because it's a party, motherfuckers! Another thing I'm considering is a video where I talk to my viewers who have been to Egypt. I already have a couple who agreed to or have already shared their experiences. If you're watching this and you've been to Egypt and would like to be featured in that video, hit me up on Discord. The link is in the description as always, right next to the link where you can support me financially. And also, I want to say, thanks again for 1,000 subscribers. I'm really genuinely happy to have you all watching, and I have a bunch of good stuff coming up. So don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and most important, plug the coffee thing, but like, I'm thanking them. Wouldn't that be a little, I don't know, tasteless? I mean, if it was me, I would totally accept money as congratulations. You know what? You're right. Besides, I'm technically not you. I live in the basement and I edit the videos. So I could do it for you. You kinda just did. Oh, well then. That's great. Yeah. Thanks, dude. Appreciate ya. Yeah, no problem, bro. See ya. Which reminds me, actually, shout out to Sherajan and my man Jordan Robinson for the coffee. You guys are awesome. Aside from all that, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, take care, homies. You have any fucking idea how painful it is to have this thing on with the mask? You better like the video. I literally can't even see the camera right now. It's fogging up.